is equal to 0. Okay. Moving on to another question. In this question, we have been given that 30% of families have a cow, 30% of families have a buffalo, and 50% of the families have neither. What percent of families have both a cow and a buffalo? So I am going to, and there are other questions also, but let me go one by one. So again, either you can draw the Venn diagram or you can directly, first of all, whenever you have a percentage given, you take the total is equal to 100. So total is always to be taken as 100. So you will always get the answers in percentages. So now let me just put the formula. The formula is the total number of families is equal to number of families having a cow plus number of families having a buffalo minus number of families having both the animals plus number of families having neither, right? That's what I get. So the total number of families I know is 100. Number of families having a cow, this number 30, plus number of families having a buffalo, this number 30, minus 50% have neither. Okay, so we have this number here, 50 is neither. Now he's asking us what percentage of families have both. So this is what I need to find out. So solving for x, I get x is equal to 30. So, oh sorry, this is 110 minus 100, so x is equal to 10. So number of families which are having both the animals is 10. Because it is 10 out of 100, it is equal to 10%, and that is your answer. Now the next part says, of the families that have a buffalo, what percent also have a cow? So you need to first of all read the question very, very carefully. It says of the families that have a buffalo, what percent have a cow? This is not asking a percentage of a total. So it is asking a percentage of the families that already own a buffalo. Now let me just draw the Venn diagram so that it becomes slightly easy for you to understand. Let me fill in numbers overall. Total families are 100. So this entire is 100. Now it says we just calculated people who have both. So this number is 10. Now it says 30 people have cows. So if this is 10 and this is cows and this is buffalo, so this region will become obviously 30 minus 10, which is 20. Similarly, buffaloes, also 30 people had buffaloes, so this will become 20, and people who have neither is 50. You can add this and see 50 plus 20 70 plus 20 90 plus 10 is 100. So the total number is 100. So this is just to represent this question. Now it says of the families that have a buffalo, the family that have a buffalo is this entire set. What percentage also have a cow? How many people also have a cow? That is this region. People who own a buffalo and a cow, right? Of the family that have a buffalo also have a cow would mean both. So we are talking about 10 families who have buffalo and a cow. But of the families that have a buffalo, families who have a buffalo are basically 30. So my percentage will become this, which is 33.33%. So just remember, it's not just 10%. So you might have a tendency of saying, okay, of the family that have a buffalo, what percentage also have a cow? Which means both families that have both buffalo and a cow, we just calculated this as 10. So the answer is 10%. It's not. So you need to understand the difference between this terminology and this terminology. Okay, now the next part says, of the families that have at least a cow or a buffalo, what percentage have both? So what are the families that have at least a cow or buffalo? At least meaning it can have either just a cow or just a buffalo or both. It never says you cannot have both because it says at least, right? So just a cow or just a buffalo or both. So this is equal to, if you see from here, just a cow is 20, just a buffalo is also 20, plus both is 10. So this is 50 such people. What percentage of both? Both is 10. So my percentage will become 10 out of 50 into 100, which is equal to 20%. So basically you need to understand that whenever you being asked a percent, you have to understand percentage of what. So this portion is telling you the percentage of what, and you need to calculate accordingly.